How did you know where we were? Trinity struggled to hide her relief at seeing Reese. She knew he thought of her as a damsel in distress, and she didn't want to give him that satisfaction.
Reese smirked. He leaned forward, putting a hand on either side of Trinity on the edge of the mall fountain where she was sitting. I could have traced your mark. Reese brought his face close to Trinity's before putting his nose into her hair. But I was able to track you by your scent as soon as I was in the mall. Didn't you notice my scent too?
Would the other wolves be able to track me here? Trinity leapt up.
No. All of the people here would hide you from them. Reese grinned. Your smell is stronger to me than anyone else's, just as I'm sure mine is stronger to you.
Reese was enjoying this exchange too much. Trinity suspected he was up to something. She looked around at everyone who arrived with Reese. Behind him were guards from the pack, David, Shane, and Sean. Noah and Carter stood to his left and right. There was no one else in the world who could make Trinity feel safer, Reese included. As much as he pushed her away, Trinity knew that their mate bond was too strong for him to allow anything to happen to her. Noah and Carter were family, and they would always protect her, and the guards had sworn an oath to protect her at all costs.
Vincent, take the guards, search the area, and capture at least one of those rogues. Reese barked out orders. I want to know why they were on my land and hunting my Luna. Yes, sir. The men dispersed. Noah and Carter, I want a caravan back to the estate with Noah in the lead and Carter following. If there are no problems, you will return here to pick up the others. Reese's words spun around Trinity's head for a moment before they clicked. He had just given orders to everyone except for her, meaning...
Oh, goddess, we're going to be alone again. Trinity didn't know how much more alone time with Reese she could stomach. She watched helplessly as all of their companions dispersed before arriving at a Shelby Mustang with Reese. Isn't it a little gratuitous to have so many cars? Trinity waited for Reese to open the door for her.
Being the alpha isn't easy. Reese hopped into the driver's seat and revved the engine. Don't I deserve a perk or two?
They drove back to the estate in silence. Trinity could sense that something was about to change. They didn't say a word to each other as they climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. Trinity turned to walk towards her room, when Reese stopped her with his voice.
Not so fast, little bunny.
Reese, I don't have time for this. I have an essay to write. With all of their weekend traveling, Trinity was too exhausted for homework. If she wasn't careful, she was going to fall behind.
Come to my office.
Reese walked away without waiting for a response. Normally, Trinity would have protested, but sensing the tension in the air, she agreed and followed him down the hall. She looked out the window and saw Noah and Carter driving back down the driveway, and she wished they were here to act as a buffer between her and Reese. Reese opened the door and waved Trinity in ahead of him, pulling the door shut with a snap behind him. She was about to take her usual seat when he guided her towards the sofa. So he wants this to be a casual conversation? Trinity wondered if that meant he wanted to comfort her because she had a tough day, or calm her because he was going to tell her something she wouldn't like.
What exactly happened today, little bunny?
Reese asked as Trinity took her seat. He sat in the far corner of the sofa, lounging leisurely. But Trinity could sense that he was anything but relaxed. I thought you were already informed. Trinity shifted uncomfortably. Didn't Vincent tell you everything?
I want to hear it from you, Reese growled.
I went to class with Vincent as usual. After class...
Anything happened during class? Reese cut her off.
Trinity glared at him. Why do you ask?
I need to know everything, little bunny. Little details that seem insignificant now may mean something to us later. It's important that you're thorough for your own protection.
Was she in danger? Trinity knew the risk that came with leaving their pack's territory. But was she really vulnerable to more attacks right under Reese's nose? My first class went fine, but I fell asleep in my second. I was so exhausted from all of our traveling, and Professor Thompson's voice is so soothing.
What happened then? He inquired.
Vincent woke me up when my book fell to the ground, and Professor Thompson came up to my desk. That was the first time I was close enough to her to notice that she was a wolf, but I've never really seen her in our pack.
She's from Riley's pack, Reese answered.
You knew she was a wolf? Trinity looked at Reese.
You think I don't know my own Luna's professors? She is not from our pack. She's from Riley's. She lives between our territories and commutes for work purposes. She is an ally, he added.
I know that now. Did Reese actually take an interest in Trinity's life? She searched his eyes for answers. How did he seem to know everything about her while constantly pushing her away?
Please, continue, little bunny.
After class, Vincent, Juniper, and I went to lunch at Franny's kitchen. After we ate, Juniper went back to meet with Paul and Cedar while Vincent and I went back to the car.
I thought Paul and Cedar joined you everywhere. Why didn't they go to lunch? He questioned.
They went to some martial arts thing. They're thinking about becoming pack warriors. Trinity sensed Reese's ears perk up at this, but he didn't respond.
What happened then?
That's when I sensed a man in his wolf form. Vincent tried to get us out of there, but then another wolf showed up to attack us as well. Then Professor Thompson joined us. She helped protect us. I'll have to thank her in the next class, Trinity added.
I heard you had to defend yourself personally. Reese held his body in a relaxed position, but his knuckles were turning white as he gripped the sofa.
Yes, one of the wolves circled around. I jumped out of the way, then kicked him in the jaw. Trinity was proud of herself for that maneuver.
And how did you come to be at the mall when there are only 2 attackers? You had 2 people defending you, yes?
Well, yes, Trinity fumbled. But at least half a dozen more wolves were howling in the distance. They were coming to back up the others.
So you would have been outnumbered 8-2. It was not a question, but a statement.
3, Trinity corrected him.
2, Reese snapped. You're not supposed to be fighting.
Haven't I proven that I know how to protect myself? Trinity frowned.
No, Trinity. You know how to buy time, not protect yourself. There's a difference. Reese finally gave up on attempting to appear relaxed. He launched himself off of the sofa and began pacing. You don't have a wolf. You don't stand a chance against one.
That's not true, Trinity snapped. I've been training to fight for almost 15 years.
No amount of training will make you as strong as a wolf, Trinity. Reese laughed. You know it. Can we stop pretending?
Do you hear yourself, Reese? Trinity stood. She didn't care that Reese was a full foot taller than her. She would not back down. All you've done since day one is pretend. I can't keep track of it anymore. We're pretending to be mates, fine. We're pretending I have what it takes to be a Luna, great. But I will not pretend to be some weak child desperate for your protection. Trinity marched toward the door and swung it open. I can take care of myself. Thank you.
You're done with school, Reese called after her, and she froze in her tracks. Temporarily.
What? Trinity turned around.
My number 1 priority is to keep my pack safe. The pack needs you alive, Reese added.
I'm almost done with the semester. Trinity had never begged Reese for anything, but he couldn't be serious about asking her to drop out of school. She had studied so hard for her entire life. Without a wolf, her education was what she relied on to make something of herself, and to be a valuable member of the pack. Let me finish the semester, at least.
I can't risk you being attacked again. Reese couldn't even look at her.
So I'm just gonna lose all the work I put in this semester? All the work I put in for over a decade to get to where I am today. As much as she hated letting Reese see her upset, she felt the tears begin to sting at the back of her eyes.
I'll work something out so you can still take your exams. But you cannot go to class until we get this rogue situation under control.
How long will that be? Trinity demanded.
I don't know.
The apathy in Reese's voice stung more than anything. Trinity couldn't control herself. The tears she was holding back started to fall. Congratulations, Reese. Trinity directed every ounce of rage she'd been holding into her words. I didn't know I could hate you anymore. But look at that. You succeeded.
Want to know what happens next? Click on the link in the description below to watch further episodes of Chosen by Fate, Rejected by the Alpha.